Okay, next. This is Magnus versus Aronian. This game was played in some British preliminary, rapid nonsense tournament in 2020. It says Lindor's Abbey. That sounds like it was online. Okay, so Aronian played a Petrov. Magnus played what's topical now. This is all main stuff now. That Magnus put it in H. Bishop D3. And it seemed like Levon didn't know what Black's ideas are. And he just sort of moved around passively and not meeting White's moves. So he got sort of a poor position. Yeah, and C5 is not the best move, but it's okay. Black is still okay here. C4. And in this position, Magnus sacrificed a piece by taking on D5, which is correct. And then Levon, I clicked that by accident. Levon totally collapsed here. And the engine says Black is fine with queen takes D5. I don't really understand C4, except that he wants to take the knight and doesn't want the bishop here. But taking the knight is just wrong. Look, just don't take the knight and leave it there. That helps White. So Levon decided to accept the piece sacrifice, but now he's lost. I mean, White has the open H file, and Black's pieces are all on the first rank, terrible. But, so it's funny, like, when Levon played C4, he felt like this is okay for Black, and the engine's like, no. Okay, Magnus played the best move, always retreat, because he wants to play queen H5. And problem is, if you play the obvious G6, stopping queen H5, then my queen goes to D4. And I'm threatening, putting in an H. So he played bishop takes G5, queen H5, threatening mate in 1. Bishop takes check, rook takes, still threatening mate in 1. Now, what a lot of people on the internets do is they say, how come White didn't play mate in this position? And then I always say, because White's in check. And they go, oh. I get that a lot. Like, whenever somebody's in check, and if they weren't in check, they have mate, people always wonder why they didn't mate. Okay, let's see if you're in check first. Okay, F5, never play F6. D6 check, god damn. Okay, so king F8 walks into queen F7 mate and queen H8 mate. So he played bishop E6, queen H7 check. And here Aronian resigned. Let's analyze the two legal moves. King F8, queen H8 check. I'm sorry, not queen H8 check. I should do king F8 second. King F7, queen E6, queen F5 check. I almost know what square it is. And now this knight is hanging. So actually, even though like Black doesn't get mated here, Black is down 3 pawns and getting mated. The better variation is king F8. And after king F8, White wins several ways, but the most beautiful way, and the way that would have been played, is queen F5 check. And now if you take the bishop, this is mate. And if you don't take the bishop, this is mate. If you play like knight F6 or queen F6. And if you think you can play knight F6 and then bishop G8 and avoid mate, this is mate. So instead of all of that, after queen H7, Aronian resigned. That game's only 2 years old, etc.